What's up, Corn Team? Happy Monday. Hope all is well. Today we are talking about how to write online. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of different concepts relating to things like writing your blog posts or any sort of information, PDF files, whatever the case may be. I want to help structure that for you and help you maximize your potential, reach the most people, and impact the most people too, because that's why we're here. So welcome, family. Make sure to say hello to your friends here if you are indeed here live with us. And if you happen to be watching the replay, hashtag Team Replay. Thanks so much. I'm going to go over the concepts really quick here in the beginning, right after the intro. Then we're going to go deep into them. There may be time for some questions and answers at the end. I got some energy. Thank you for giving it to me. I appreciate you. Welcome to the income stream.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
Happy Monday, and also a big, huge, massive congratulations to our very own Martin, who just crossed 1 million downloads of his podcast. Martin, congratulations, my friend. Well done, and thank you for being an inspiration. Martin Hewlett here, and let's all give him a big, big congrats. He's been doing a lot of hard work, and it's paying off. And I know that we are all in the middle of some hard work too, plus some hard times, obviously, with the pandemic. But I'm just, again, I want to start out Monday here. You could start with me, but I want to share who I'm grateful for, and I'm grateful for you, for being here, for watching, whether it's live or on the replay. You inspire me to get up every morning to do this. We've done this for 208 days straight. 208 days straight. And I couldn't be more grateful. Honestly, I don't know what I would do myself without you. So I don't know what I would do with myself without you. So I appreciate you. Awesome. So to start out, we're talking about writing today. So writing, as many of you know, is an important thing that we can do online to capture more attention, to build trust and authority, and get people to know, like, and trust us. And I think the first thing that's here on my handy dandy Postit note is writing dead? This is my outline. So, is writing dead? Let me do that one more time in case you missed it. New sound effect, y'all. I found this randomly yesterday on another stream, and I'm like, I love that idea. So today we're going to talk about writing. And first, is writing dead? Is this even something that we should even be focusing on with podcasting and videos and all these other things that are out there, right? So I'm like, okay, let's talk about this first, because if we don't think that writing would be worth our time, then why are we doing it anyway? What's up, AV, Shonda, Chris, Doug, Martin, Karma, Fun, April, great to see you too, Peasant. So we got to talk about this. Every year, there are people who say such and such is no longer valuable, such and such is dead, email marketing is dead, blogging is dead, etc. I think that this is just because there are more things that are happening that are perhaps taking a lot of people's time and attention. But writing is tried and true. It will forever be a part of who we are, even with ebooks, right? Still, books are a thing, and written traditional paperback books are still a thing. So just like that, writing is not going anywhere, obviously. And we're talking about writing specifically for things like blogs, where we can be a little bit more casual, where we can be a little bit more connected to our audience, not necessarily writing books. We've talked about writing books in the past too, so we'll leave that for another time later, where you can go back into the past and into the income stream and check out some of that. So who here, let me know in the chat, is still blogging consistently? I've been on and off for a long time, but I'm going back into it a little bit for a number of reasons. Number one, I want to get my wheels going again. I want to get I want to get greased up a little bit, figuratively, not actually, to get better at writing. Because the more you write, the better you get at writing. Just like the more you do anything, the better you get at it. You learn through the mistakes that you make. You learn just from working those muscles again and again. And for me, I'm going to be writing a book starting in November, and I want to get going. So if you happen to be wanting to write a book down the road, having a blog or writing consistently online, publishing on places like Medium or what have you, is a smart thing to do, obviously, so we can get those muscles going, like I said. In addition, when we think of places like Google, or even YouTube, or even podcasting, text is still primarily how people are searching for things. I remember for a while, people were touting how voice search was going to be the big revolution. And although we have that capability to use our voice to search, and many people have adapted that for things like Alexa, so I don't want to fire her up right now, and then Siri and other places like that, it's still not taking on like people thought. So people are still going to Google and still going to Apple's search bar or Amazon search bar or YouTube search bar to look for things. And the primary way that those companies are looking to find and display the best information is via text. Yes, even on YouTube, your description and title and the words you say in your video matter. And so we need to pay attention to that. But especially for blogs. Blogs in particular, if it's a well-written article, we'll talk about how to write these articles, how to approach them in just a minute. If it is the best information, Google wants to share it. So we can take advantage of this. We can write. And no, blogging is not dead. Writing is not dead. Writing is never going to go away, in my opinion. Right? It's a little bit different than it was when I first started back in 2008. Actually, my very first experience blogging was in 2003 on a platform called Xanga, Xanga. And this was a blog that was mostly meant for just posting personal things. It was kind of a MySpace looking kind of website, but it was something where I got to see the power of what it was like to write something and then have other people read it. Who was reading it? Just my friends or family who wanted to see what I was eating for breakfast at the dining commons or whatever. Remind me on Friday if we hit story time at some point. I have a story about Xanga and that I'd love to share with you related to an ex-girlfriend. So we'll talk about that later. But back in the 2008s, 2010s, when I first started blogging, it was really blogging was the thing. This was when people would wake up in the morning and instead of checking social media, they would check their RSS feed, all the blogs that they were subscribed to. You'd see an orange little icon with white waves coming out of it, which was for an RSS feed. And you could subscribe to that. You could read all your articles in the morning, just like it was your own virtual newspaper. And now that's a little bit different. Now, super fans and building an audience and having people know the kinds of things that you have coming out and looking forward to that every day and coming almost manually versus an RSS subscription feed is more the way to go. And definitely writing is a way to build that trust and build that authority for sure. So, girlfriend stories. Yeah. Remind me on Friday if we hit story time on the wheel. Now, when we approach writing, we talked about the fact that writing is not dead. In fact, it is still being utilized today in many cases. There are a lot of blogs out there who have typically 20% of their articles driving 80% of their income. So I would love for us to talk about what we can do to write more of those very powerful, very engaging articles. The 20% that's going to bring 80% of the result. I would want us to focus primarily on things like pillar content. Pillar content is another topic that we've talked about quite extensively here on the channel before. And pillar content is content that is meant to essentially uphold your brand, talk about what it is that you want to be known for, that you can be an expert on. A pillar being support, something that holds up everything else. And so pillar content typically is much more heavy, much more dense, much more research, much more extensive. But although it might take more time and energy and effort, it is something that can definitely pay you back. A prime example is our podcasting tutorial post on our website, smartpassiveincome.com. This is the one single most visited post on the entire page, on the entire website. It has been the probably 40% of our traffic within the last few years. And it's pretty amazing. But it is an article that definitely has A to Z, all the things that one might need to know. But it does do a number of things. Number one, it brings more eyeballs in. Number two, it helps people realize that we are an expert or that I'm an expert on podcasting. Number three, it puts people into our email list. And number four, it drives people into sales for our online course should they want to go deeper and want more information and access to myself and a community. And that's with a course called Power Up Podcasting. So this one article, wow, crazy. And so what we've done is we've stopped the sort of light content that just is forced to come out weekly. And we've decided to shift to when we post something on the website, we want it to be just like that. We want it to be extensive. We want it to be a full-on guide, something that will go deep into a particular topic so that we can help people more, but also so that Google understands that this is the primo destination for that kind of information. And that's the kind of approach pillar content can be. Other kinds of content that works really well for us that I want to pass along to you are success stories. We've been doing a lot lately to write about not just us and not just topics, but people within our audience that our audience can relate to. These do a great job of inspiring and motivating and educating at the same time. Plus, to see somebody who's just like you succeed encourages you to want to go further and do the same thing or get guidance from the same place where they got guidance from too. So we've been publishing a lot of success stories on our website, not to be used for search engine purposes, but to be used for sales engine purposes, if you will, and to inspire and motivate our audience, like I said. So for any of you here who are like, okay, blogging sounds cool, but where do I even get started? Well, we're going to talk about articles and other things that you can write and sort of how to write these things in just a moment. But if you actually want to start something like a blog and have a website and a domain name and all those kinds of things, I'd recommend you check out our free course. This is absolutely free. It's never been paid. It will never be paid. And that is called Build Your Own Brand. smartpassiveincome.com/ let me do that again. smartpassiveincome/BYOB. BYOB. No, it doesn't stand for bring your own beverage. It stands for build your own brand. BYOB. smartpassiveincome.com. BYOB. Cool. So that will help you, and many of you who are here probably have used that, and you can let us know what you think and if that was in fact helpful. What's up, Dove? Great to see you here. Cool. Michael, Samson, Grandma Goody, Xenia Vlada, thanks for coming in. Cool. So let's talk a little bit about, the approach that one should take when writing. And then I actually want to go and actually write for you a little bit, and you can look over my shoulder to see how we might sort of have our voice, because that's a really important thing. Even over the weekend, we did some website reviews. I think it was Erica. I don't know, Erica, if you're here, but Erica James, we went to her website, and it's a travel website. And I remember specifically some great personality in the images and some places on her website. But then in other important components of her website, specifically the things that helped her potentially get more clients, she didn't sound like how I would imagine Erica James to sound. It sounded like how EJ Incorporated would sound, if that makes sense. It sounded a little too professional. It didn't sound like I was connecting with the person who was on the other end. It sounded more like somebody trying to be professional, which is okay. But when you're building a personal brand especially, we need to have our voice, the way that we would converse with somebody in person, come out online. And that's going to be really important when it comes to the voicing and also the structure and the formatting and all that kind of stuff, which, like I said, we'll get into later. But first, let's start with the end in mind. What do I mean by this? When we come up with any piece of content, whether it's a blog post or a podcast episode or a video or any of that stuff, I love to have you consider first the end, meaning what is the transformation? Let me say that again. Transformation. What is the transformation that is what we want to offer our audience here? And this is really important because the transformation of this one article, we have to imagine people coming in at one level, at one point, and leaving in a totally different space with a totally different new realization, with new information, with new inspiration, education, entertainment, whatever. We have to understand what's the goal of this article. But I like considering not just the goal, but the transformation, because when we consider the goal, a lot of times we have it be self-centered. We have it be focused on us. When we consider who this might be for and what we want to ultimately achieve for them, now we can get in the heads of who our audience is. And this is where our ideas for articles should be coming from. Our audience, what are they looking for? What do they have questions about? These kinds of things. There's several different places we can go online. I'm not going to go too deep into them today, but I do want to share a couple of these resources with you. I've shared many of these before to you, but the first one would be answerthepublic.com, because here we can discover what our audience is in fact asking for. So I'm going to go to United States, and maybe I'm going to type email marketing, because that's a keyword about a topic that I want to write about. But what about email marketing in particular, and what questions should I be answering? Now, when we're creating pillar articles especially, we need to know these questions and all of them. We don't have to answer all of them, but if I were to take this visualization of the will, can, when, where, what, why, which, wow, or not wow, how, who, I'm going to go to data here. And I can see now some of the questions that people are asking. I also included, this is brand new by the way, you might see these little gray numbers next to this. Where is this coming from? This is coming from a free Chrome extension called Keywords Everywhere. Keywords Everywhere is a tool that you do have to pay to get access to unless you use just the Chrome extension. You install the Chrome extension, you get an API, you connect the API. Now, when you search on places like Google, if I go to Google, for example, you'll see how this works. So this is, again, called Keywords Everywhere. So email marketing. And I waited just a second, and now I can get and collect a lot of this data. For example, email marketing has 135,000 searches per month. Email marketing examples, email marketing campaign. So targeting email marketing would likely be very, very competitive. But some of these other ones, which have smaller numbers, would actually be likely better to write about because there's probably less competition and those kinds of things too. So let me go back into here and we can see even some of these numbers, again, using Keywords Everywhere with some of the questions that people are asking. Now, we don't have to write an article that says how email marketing works, but this gives us a clue. Oh, look how many searches there are, more than many others. So let's include this as a sub keyword or a secondary keyword that should definitely be pulled out and put into our article probably as a subheader or a subheadline. Let's scroll down and look for a few more. Why is email marketing important? Look at that, 1,000 per month. So this is, if I were to write an article, maybe it's an entire article about that if I want to just hone in on that. Or if I'm writing a pillar post, definitely this would be a section that I would write about. Maybe it's something that I could do a video about. YouTube, same thing. YouTube. Email marketing. Same thing, email marketing. This was a lot of the same numbers, but now I'm getting YouTube search to pop up. And these are predetermined autofill things. Email marketing, I can also include, I think, is it an underscore? Yes, if I include an underscore in the search, just like you just saw, I have to put it in after. So again, I put in email marketing, I just typed it, I go back here, put in an underscore, and now I can see some of the search terms for things that include email marketing in the name or in the search, but not starting with that. If you just take this out, then everything, as you can see, starts with email marketing. What's up, Geeks Life? Good to see you here. Thank you so much. So underscore, pop that in here, and Keywords Everywhere will show me, look at this, not just how to do email marketing, but look, MailChimp email marketing. Now I have another section of this post that I could write, Shopify email marketing. Maybe that's its own thing. Maybe it goes in this post. Let's go to Aweber email marketing. Wix email marketing. Wow, that one's a big one. So that's pretty cool. So I can get autofill on the back side and also the front side too. So hopefully that makes sense. Ooh, Helion versus Tesla. I'll have to watch this later. Chicken Genius Singapore. I love that guy. He's so good. Okay. So those are just a couple tools that you can use for keyword research. Whenever I'm writing an article, I do at least that. There are other tools where we can go deeper and go into competition and search volume. I would definitely also, especially on Google, whatever keyword that you're targeting or keywords that are sub that you're also targeting, I would go in there and see what those top search results are and see what you can do to potentially better optimize for them. What do I mean by that? So let's go to Google. I'm going to type email marketing. And then here are these numbers again. So email marketing software. So sure, I'll click on that. And now I can see, of course, some ads. And then I'll see some things like best email marketing software for 2020. It's interesting because they don't include email marketing software as a string in their description here. So I'm able to go, okay, well, that would be an easy way to outrank that. But that alone isn't going to do it for me. Obviously, I want to potentially open this article up and see what I can do to understand, okay, what's going here. Wow, this is definitely a big resource, but I can go into how might I make my resource even better. Email marketing is a fundamental tool in any digital marketing toolbox, working off existing. So even here, I'm like, okay, this is looking like kind of a boring article to read. They obviously have a lot of authority. And they hit me with a pop-up when I didn't want it. Thanks, PC Magazine. Anyway, I will do the same thing for all of these and just go, okay, what might I be able to do to outrank some of these websites and do a little bit better. I love WP Beginner, by the way, and I want you to pay attention to, not that pop-up again, y'all. Get out of here. Get out of here. No. Okay. So one thing that we'll talk about in just a moment is look at the size of these paragraphs. They're huge. They're not great for reading online in a more conversational manner. PC Mag is more of a magazine, so that makes more sense. They probably have teams of editors and things like that. But check out WP Beginner. Much shorter paragraphs. Much easier to sort of view on the eye. The font is a little small, but I'll let that pass. By the way, yo, Geeks Life. Thank you so much for the super chat, my friends. I appreciate you. You're amazing. If anybody hasn't followed Geeks Life yet, David and Larry over there are just incredible at live streaming pros, and David, who's at Geeks Life, is just a beast. Is that you, David, or is that Larry there? That's you, David, right? Anyway, he's definitely helped me get started on my path toward live streaming. And of course, now I've evolved a little bit since we first started working together, and especially since the pandemic. But thank you, David, for coming in and being here and supporting us and always offering some stuff. Underscore not working on my end on YouTube search. You have to not click underscore first. You have to write your keyword result. You have to type in your keyword and then go back in the beginning and type underscore. Stars might work too. Hey, thanks for the thumbs down anyway. That still helps with the algorithm, so I appreciate you. I hope we can turn that frown upside down for you. Okay, so let's go back into where I was. So we talked about transformation. We did a little bit of keyword research here, just like keyword research, and I was using a tool called Keywords Everywhere to understand just a little bit more about some of the high-level terms that we should absolutely be including in our articles and in our blogs if we're going to be writing in that way. But I also want to talk about how important some of these components are. And if you've done any bit of YouTube, you know this is just as important doing written stuff as it is with video. And that is the idea that the number one thing we need to focus on out of all the things, yes, writing a good article is obviously important, but we also need to think about the title. We need to master the title, right? So, oh, my Zoom didn't work. Boo. Hey, thanks for the thumbs down. Hope you have a better day. So, let me see if I can fix this. Okay, there's going to be another surprise sound. I'm going to fix this on the fly. I got to go in here, and I got to open Zoom and Pan, and we're going to zoom and pan a little bit. And scroll down. So we are on the correct one. So now, if I go back here, there we go. There we go. We got it to work. We got it to work. Question, this is the paid version, right? Of which? Keywords Everywhere? I'm not paying for Keywords Everywhere. And also, if you're talking about our live streaming stuff, I am using the pro version of Ecamm Live, by the way, which is cool. Anyway, so let's talk about the title. The title of your blog post or the title of your article, the title of your video, the title of your podcast episode is going to be likely 50%, if not more, of the work for getting people to click through. Yes, your description's important and whatnot, but when we consider what shows up on Google, it's the title. So including those keywords or the main keyword is absolutely important, the keyword that you want to target. Including that in your description as well is going to be very important. But how you phrase the title is going to be key for getting people to go, ooh, that's interesting, I want to click on it. So on YouTube, you have both your thumbnail and your title sort of working in concert together. But for a blog post, it's really just the title alone plus your description. So we need to really nail that. And if you have come up with an idea for a topic and you have some sort of idea of what the transformation is, let's, almost near the beginning of this process, consider what the title is going to be. So there's a lot of different ways to title things, whether it's numbers-based, 7 thoughtful phrases to say to your kids to help them feel loved, right? Or you might be able to do the how-to. A how-to is great for podcasting, for anything that requires any sort of steps. A how-to is going to be likely how people are searching for these things. Smash that like, says Jillian. Thank you so much. OMG, I'm late. I'm so tired, Lex. No worries, Lex. This is all the tax stuff that you've been doing. I saw that you were doing that yesterday. Wait a smidge before you make your gesture after the mind blown sound for it to be in sync. Just saying. Ah, okay. So kind of like that. I don't know. Let me go back here. Haha. I need to do when I do like that. I don't know. Sorry, I'm nerding out. Plus, Geeks Thrive is here. So anyway. So let's keep going. Title, absolutely important. I would come up with 20, 25 different names for titles. And the title is cool because it can also guide your writing. Sometimes, and in the past, I used to say, write the article, the title will come. Now, because of how important it is to get people to click, right? You need to be a little bit, not clickbaity, but you need to be persuasive. You need to have something worth clicking on. If people go buy this and they don't click on it and they're not interested, then we might as well not even write at all. So why spend 99% of our time writing the article when the article doesn't matter if people don't click? We need to spend a lot more time creating the title. And I'm not going to get into specific title ideas, headline ideas, and whatnot. There's a lot of information. There's headline generators from CoSchedule. There's headline generators and title generators from AppSumo. There's a lot that you could find out there that can help you with creating some compelling titles. I would also look in your industry and also outside of your industry to see what captures your attention. This is back in the day when I was blogging mostly. I was told to go to the magazine section at Barnes & Noble and just look at the headlines on the covers of these magazines. These words that are selected are meant to capture people's attention. They're meant to have people take that magazine and open it and then hopefully buy it and take it home with them. So using magazine headlines and headlines on places that have news is worth looking into. I'm not saying copy those sometimes, and we've seen this in the past, places like Buzzsprout go a little bit too far because, you know, this top 7 things, number 2 is going to blow your mind is kind of a, I don't know, it's too easy, right? And because of that, it's kind of slimy and we don't want to go down that route, right? But it's something that definitely works for sure. Those kinds of things work. So creating a great title is really important. In addition to the title, let's continue moving on here. We need to focus on the hook, the very first paragraph that people read. How are we going to get people to go from title to reading the article to committing to reading to the rest? So we need to make our first paragraph extremely compelling, right? Include the keyword that you are targeting in there, but write for a human to help them stick around. Because if you can do that, that increases your read time, time on site, the likelihood of a person going deeper into your website, which all provide signals for people, for Google to rank your article even higher. And this is the one thing I did on my videos that helped me increase my watch time from about 3.5 minutes to over 5, now even 6 minutes on my pre-recorded videos. It was terrible before because I would just kind of go, hey guys, Pat here. All right, and in this video, I'm going to share with you how to do this. I've done this for a long time, and I just want to share this information with you. It's like, what? People are gone, and we don't want to increase that bounce rate. Bounce rate, especially for your website or blog, is when people come to your website and then within 30 seconds they're out. We want to keep them on for longer. So the hook at the beginning of your article is massively important, right? So what benefit would a person have to sticking around and reading? What can you do to take them away from that decision-making process of whether or not this is good and take them into something that's already helpful? What can you do to tease that? And again, much like how I just recommended to go to magazines and other articles and see what works for you in terms of headlines that get you to click, do the same thing for paragraphs as well. Consciously get into that. It's similar to when I was in architecture school, I took a drawing class. And when we learned how to draw, we discovered that the number one way to make things look realistic is to not focus on the thing that you're drawing, but the shadow that it creates. And so my eyes were open from that point forward, and I can't get rid of it anymore. This idea of when I look at things, I also look at the shadows that they make. And it's just something that's become a part of my language and part of my daily life now. And so same thing when it comes to how to write great articles. When you read great articles, consider what about that is drawing you in. You can learn from reading. This is why I love reading blog posts too, because I can learn. I love reading emails. I am subscribed to so many different people's email lists Not because I want to buy their stuff. Sometimes I do, but because I want to learn how they hook me in. I want to learn how they get me to click. I want to learn how they get me to hook. And I want to learn how they get me interested in whatever it is that they're talking about, right? So Varesh is like, okay, give me some examples of a hook. So let's just use this concept of email marketing software, right? So one way to hook people in is to do the Dale Carnegie strategy, which is just tell them what you're going to tell them, right? Because the Dale Carnegie strategy from Stand and Deliver, which is a book I read when I first started speaking, was you present your information like this. You tell them what you're going to tell them, then you tell them, and then you tell them what you told them. That's a very basic structure that works. But it's that first part. Tell them what you're going to tell them. In this article, I'm going to help you learn the ins and outs of email marketing software so that you can determine which one is the best for you. The email marketing software is important to help you succeed in online business. And with so many choices out there, I wanted to save you time and potentially money by going and doing the research for you. Here are my discoveries of my top 5 favorite email marketing software. That's an example of a hook. Just tell them what you're going to tell them. Make sure to include that benefit in there, right? What did I include in that sort of sentence? I shared the idea that you save time and you save money. Let me do the hard work. I focused on doing this research. Here are my findings for you, right? Another way to hook people in would be to go into a story that is compelling. I started my email marketing journey in 2010, and I chose a software that held me back from succeeding as much as I could. I switched to another software after that, and another one after that, and finally I landed on one that I was happy with. I don't want you to go through the same mistakes. I want you to find success faster than me. So in this article, I want to share with you how to do the proper research with the email marketing software that you might choose. That sentence maybe wasn't so great, but as you can tell, I just started with a story to help people understand that, number one, I've been in this too, and my experience I want to share with you, right? So that they don't go through the same process. So that's good too. How to create a hook in video ads for online courses. So for advertisements, it's a little bit different because people didn't come there to see your ad. But a person I would follow for really good advertising videos would be Billie Jean, not Michael Jackson's Billie Jean, but Jean, G-E-N-E, Billie, G-E-N-E, right? So Billie Jean, he knows the importance of the first 2 seconds of a video. And any ad that I've seen of his, he'll just capture you in, right? He'll even get to the point where like, hey, really quick, I know you're not here to watch this video, but I wanted to tell you something really quick because I know you're interested in webinars. And this one thing that I learned can change everything for you. And I'm just going to give it to you right now. Now you're like, whoa, okay. Yes, I wasn't here for this, but I'll stick around to listen to it, right? So video ads are a little bit different. This is a different take because people aren't finding that content because they're not searching for it. They're getting fed it. And we have to make sure they know that this thing we're feeding them is something worth paying attention to, if that makes sense. Now, a lot of, I will say, Billie Jean stuff is very over the top and may not be your style, but the essential structure of his ads work. He did a video where he was dressed like Leonardo DiCaprio or the guy from Wolf of Wall Street, and he had his whole office get involved, and it was just like so fun to watch. But Billie Jean is not my love. I could do the beatbox, actually. Right? Wow, I just gained like 10 viewers doing that. Maybe I should do that more. I'm just noticing how many people are watching this right now. I just saw the number go up when I started doing that. But there's a little bit of a delay, so it might go like down 50 in just a moment here. Okay. Yeah, it actually did go down, so I'm going to stop. So we talked about the title, the supporting content in the hook, getting people real, and again, the hook, and the title, I would work on potentially even more than the rest of the article. It is that important. It can make that much of a difference, right? We need a full shot dance. Oh, dude. I don't have a top down camera. I mean, I have this one over here, but like if I was like trying to moonwalk, like, that just looked like a penguin moving backwards, but okay. Let's talk about writing style. When we are writing our articles, what are some things we should look out for? And I'm glad I brought that article up earlier from PC Mag because the paragraphs were quite long, right? So we want to make sure that when we're writing online, we're also writing like we talk. If you have a blog, and this isn't relevant for everybody, if you are targeting rocket scientists, then perhaps you want to have it be a little bit more academic in nature, a little bit more like a teacher's essay or something that is more like a scientific paper of sorts, a research paper. But in general, in most cases, for most of us, writing online should be a written version of how we talk. Not exactly, but pretty close, right? And the way that, there's a couple ways to go about this. You could, in fact, sorry, glitch in the matrix, transcribe an audio recording if you'd like. You can use a tool like Descript. And just to give you an idea, and I mentioned this in a video not too long ago, a pre-recorded video, I use a tool called Descript to actually get the words from these things that I say. Let's see. So for example, here is the transcription for some blog articles that I am writing. So these are for an upcoming series in a webinar guide that is coming out. This will be something that we use to bring a lot of energy to the idea of webinars before we launch our course later in November. And the way that this works is I go here and I dictate. That's the word I've been searching for, right? So I dictate this and I then share this with a team member who takes it and uses most of it for a blog article. That way, although he is writing it, his name is Ray, it's still coming from me. And when I dictate, I'm more able to get these ideas flowing out of my head and then onto paper much more quickly. So so I could, for example, add a new composition, email marketing software, and I'm going to go. This is me, and I'm going to go here, audio recording, and this is a great way to at least start the process. So when it comes to email marketing software, there are a lot of choices that you might have to deal with. And as a result, we might be more confused than when we started researching. In this article, I want to make sure we come out of it with an understanding of which email marketing software works best for you. Now, it's not perfect, as you can see, but at least this gives me some words to work with, right? And now I can come in here in more of a second take and show people and turn this into something that would be actually much more legible or readable. Going from dictation to blog post, there is that middle component of transforming that dictation and that transcription into something that would be better well written. But when it comes to writing, the whole purpose of this is to write like you're talking. And for many who are maybe a little bit struggling with the writing component, that hopefully might make it a little bit easier, right? One example would be let's try actually writing something like this. Okay. Oh my God, what a time saver, says Francis. Yeah, that can help, but it saves time up front. You get that first draft and it's written because it's spoken, but it takes some work to take that piece and turn it into something that's legible because we want to make sure it's formatted correctly too. When it comes to format, and this is where we'll finish up before we get into some Q&A here, we want to make sure that it's spaced out nicely, that there's subcategories and whatnot. In fact, the one thing that I forgot to mention that would be really helpful for you before we start dictating this or writing this is to now outline your blog post, right? So we start with the end in mind, we have the transformation, and then use Postit Notes or something like this. You can use tools online too, or notepads or whatever, but I love Postit Notes because Postit Notes allow you to create one idea per Postit Note and then move them around and chunk them out. So I use my brain dump and lump strategy, the dump and lump strategy, where I brain dump and then I lump things together that become the different sections. And I can put order to them, I can put hierarchy to them, and then it will make my life so much easier when I write, because then I can take one Post-it note, just one, and I can go, okay, that's what I'm writing about right now, and that becomes the first section, right? And then I take this, I crumple it up, throw it away, and then I do it again. Dude, I love this. It's almost like, I love it. Brand new today. You guys are first to see it. Okay. So I can also use it like this. What was that? Wonder if I could use it as a transition too. Maybe, I don't know. Having too much fun, y'all. Having too much fun. Karma says, I want that sound effect. Where do you get it? I downloaded it off of a YouTube video that I found that said, click here to download it. I don't remember. I can probably just send it to you, Karma. Chuck Norris. Okay. So using Post-it notes to organize your thoughts ahead of time so that you can take it by chunks. And when you can take it by chunks, what's cool is you can deliver it by chunks. So you could start with that hook and introduction like we talked about, but then what do we talk about next? What's the first step? And then we can go into each Post-it note and go from there, and then we can masterfully, hopefully, create this blog article, if that makes sense. Now, if you don't take that approach, it's gonna be, and I've seen, like, stream of consciousness is great. Writing stream of consciousness is fine. But unless it's organized properly, you're gonna leave your audience flabbergasted. They're not going to know how to organize their thoughts through this because they're sort of just kind of getting things that are just coming out without any particular thought of order and or organization. So we need to make sure that we spend some time considering the structure of what we're doing. And then as far as voicing, like I said, type like you write, type like you talk. Sorry. And then one exercise that I always do is I reread what I'm saying, and I read it out loud. Reading these things out loud is really important too, because then you're able to hear what it might sound like, and that's absolutely key. Probably the easiest thing you can do to take your content online up 3 or 4 notches out of 10, really. That was me, like my elbow didn't fall on the table like it was supposed to. I've been doing a lot of leaning forward today, as you can tell, because this is a topic that I'm very passionate about, and hopefully you're getting a lot of good content and inspiration from here. But it would behoove you to structure it and, again, write like you talk. So let me just go in here and pretend like I'm writing an article about email marketing software. So what I might do is come up with several title ideas first. So top 5 email marketing software for entrepreneurs. Maybe, hold on. Okay, yeah, it is working. The number 1 most underrated email marketing software for creators. Let's go into email marketing software, the good, the bad, and the ugly. 10 tips to help you select the best email marketing software. Why email marketing software is important to know. That one's not very great. But as you can see here, like, the title itself will determine, in fact, the structure of the article, right? So this one would be, okay, let's talk about the good, let's talk about the bad, let's talk about the ugly. This one is the number 1 most underrated email marketing software. So this would talk about one in particular, i.e. ConvertKit. Top 5 email marketing software for entrepreneurs. That's going to be completely different. Top 10 tips to help you select the best email marketing software. That's completely different too. But Grandma Goody caught that. She said, I watched Pat's Fox TV interview and he used Behoove. I did use it on a news interview. That was for you guys. I'm so glad you brought that out because I forgot that I did that. But yes, I did do that. Hey chat, since you're here, if you haven't done so already, if you're liking this content, if you're liking the energy, if you're enjoying yourself, even if you're sitting on the sideline, if you can do me one quick favor, get back to this screen here because you're likely potentially searching on another screen and hit that thumbs up button. That would be the only thing I ask because that helps more people find this information later, especially after the live stream is over and the replay and whatnot. And that would be super helpful. So if you could hit me up with that thumbs up button, that'd be really great. Also, if you haven't done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button too. That way you can get more content coming your way to help you with your content creation, to help make it easier, more fun, and profitable. I also am coming out with a video later today too that will hopefully help you in your journey as an entrepreneur. I'll also be taking a lot of these news clips I'm doing and also share them on the YouTube channel as well so that you don't miss them. I know a lot of people have been wanting to see those things, and it's pretty fun. The latest interviews that I've done on television have been specifically about kids and social media because of The Social Dilemma, which is a documentary that came out, and that is a topic that a lot of news directors are interested in for sure. So thank you again for the thumbs ups, everybody. I appreciate you. Bernard says, subscribe or else. Subscribe or else you won't be subscribed, essentially. Cool. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Canada Cat, Dr. Joella, Bernard, Chris, Gabriella, Jillian, Francis, Cynthia. Awesome. Ryan's in the house, Chris as well. Fantastic. This is by far one of my favorite YouTube channels. So glad you went all in for YouTube. Dude, what should I do, David, when we get to day 365? We're going to crowdsource some ideas from the members here. If you aren't a member, you're more than welcome to join. It supports the channel, and we use a lot of that money to give back to you in different kinds of ways. But I'll definitely be talking with the community who are members here for some ideas on how we can celebrate big on 365. I'm wondering if we should maybe tone down 300 so that 365 is like massive. Like I want fireworks and pyrotechnics. Maybe they'll just be like virtual, kind of like this kind of stuff. But we'll see what happens. More whoosh sounds, more whoosh sounds. Okay, well, let's talk and finish this up. So this is how I would approach it. I would just come up with a bunch of title ideas like this. Then I would pick one, right? So maybe I would pick, maybe I'd pick this one, right? And this one's cool because it has this idea of, oh, which one is underrated? I want to see which one it is and why. So I might pick that one. Then I might create hooks. The hooks will also help determine what is the rest of the article and how it might be like, right? So, oh man, you should definitely create a mashup and do 24 hours. Dude, a 24-hour stream? Would that be like legit live for 24 hours? Is that even safe? I don't know if that's cool. We'll get to 100. Thank you, everybody, for the thumbs ups. I appreciate that. Is this a test to see if more subscribes happen with the animation? Oh, forgot to turn that off. Sorry. Thank you. No, it was not a test. I just forgot to turn that off. Go green screen, Pat. I did that for... What happens if I go to green screen now? Let's just have some fun here. So I'm going to go here. Select backdrop. Whoa, what happened there? I don't think it's letting me green screen because there's just... Oh! Oh! Ah! What? There is no... It's just using the white, I think. There. Hey, everybody, I'm at the beach and I have a blue beard. All right, sorry. Cool. We'll have some fun. Maybe every hour, if I do a 24-hour stream, or 5-hour stream, whatever it might. A 365-minute stream. Yo, April. I like that. You just sleep a long time the next day. Goober. Whoa. No, I know it won't work. Anyway, we're having too much fun, y'all. We're having too much fun. I look like Thor when he's about to go crazy on everybody. So hooks, like I said, so this takes time, obviously, and to do it live is pretty tough, but whether you already do email marketing, Yeah, this is going to be boring if you just see me write it. So anyway, you will actually see a video come out from me later called, or about email marketing software. The reason why is because I want to outrank my friend Justin here. If I type in email marketing magic, or not, email marketing software, you can see it gets about 8,100 views or searches per month. And Justin has this really great video that came out, Best Email Marketing Software 2020 Review. Guess what's coming up? 2021. And I want to get ahead of this. This is a great time to start writing 2021 related things because we're close to the end of the year. We're already month 10, and we can get ahead of this. The big thing is if you're going to create 2021 stuff, we want it to be as evergreen as possible. So the title and the thumbnail will include 2021. The actual video will not, right? Because I want it to be something that, well, when we get to 2022, if I say 2021 in the video, well, then it's immediately irrelevant as soon as 2022 hits or 2022 is coming up, right? Ooh. 365-minute stream. So how many hours is that? Quick math. 6 hours. Okay, that's kind of cool. And 10, 365 gift cards. Maybe 6 for 6 hours. Interesting. Charles in the house. What's up, Charles? Do you believe in magic? Yo, I noticed we are in month 3 now since the membership came out. We could see a number of the members here have money bags now next to their names, like Charles and Peasant and Grandma Goody, which is really cool. Fun stuff. Anyway, I want to. My goal is to within the next week film a video that outranks this guy. We'll check at the end of the week to see what happens. Now, I will say I will have it posted by the end of the week, but it won't outrank him right away. It takes time. It might take 2 to 3 months for YouTube to go, whoa, okay, this one's way better than Justin's. Plus, he's a much better looking guy. Just kidding, Justin. I love you. I appreciate you. You are, in fact, much better looking than I am. So anyway, it doesn't matter what you look like. What matters is how well you hook people in and helping people stick around longer. And that's what's going to help for sure. Money bag means you have been a member for 3 months. Every month for 1, 2, 3, and then I think 6, you change your icon changes. Isn't keyword everywhere now credit-based paid? As far as my understanding, the Chrome extension and just the Chrome extension alone is free to use, from my latest understanding. I may be wrong. I had to go back and watch when I wake up 4 a.m. to try and catch up to 208. No worries, Chris. Thanks. I'm glad you're here. Ooh, I have a money bag, says April. Yes, you do. Coins to dollars to bags. Yes. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to be working on this video. I'm going to check out Justin's hook a little bit later and try to outrank him, and that's going to be the goal. Plus, that will help out, and it'll be very, very wise for me to do this. Thanks for the thumbs down. It helps with the algorithm anyway. Hope you have a better day. And what I can do is I can tie this into helping people go into ConvertKit and helping people understand how to use it and why they should use it, helping people go from researching email marketing software to ConvertKit versus I have ownership of this keyword here, ConvertKit, and I get a lot of people coming in this way. As you can see, #1 video here, even above ConvertKit's own videos, which is kind of cool. And this video is a demo, a video demo or a demo video, something that's really important to do if you're going to do affiliate marketing. A demo video shouldn't be all the buttons, all the features, all the aspects of this tool. It should be, here are the high-level things that it will do for you. Here's how it's going to save you time and money. Therefore, click on my affiliate link. We all win. And that's the approach that you would want to take with video. And with ConvertKit being the driver here, as you can see, ConvertKit being the first word in the title, the first word in the description, obviously optimized for ConvertKit. It's working really well. And then in the thumbnail, email made easy, because I want people to go, wow, this is easy to use, right? Zenian Vlada says, hey, Pat, when do we approximately get an answer on the email about the win from day 200? If you haven't gotten an answer yet, email Jess again. It just might have not gotten through. Where do I buy the t-shirt you're wearing? This shirt, actually, interestingly enough, comes as a result of getting into ConvertKit. You have to be a member or a subscriber and use ConvertKit, and finishing a few of those initial tasks that they ask you to do. One really cool thing they do to get people into their system is they'll offer you a t-shirt if you complete your setups. And that way you're in, you know how to use it, you're getting already some progress made in there, and you get a shirt as a result, which is pretty cool. So it's not anything you can buy, but you can find it through ConvertKit. And maybe if you ask them on Twitter, they might, I don't know if they have a store or anything like that, but yeah. Yes, please, I so need to learn how to use this ConvertKit. Hi, Pat, I've been enjoying from Austria. What's up, Bernie? Thanks for being here from Austria. That's amazing. So, really glad this video is ranking number 1 for ConvertKit right now. I want to rank for email marketing software, because people looking for email marketing software, guess what, are looking for email marketing software. They're wanting to make sure that they pick the one that makes sense for them. So they're already sort of in buying mode, if you will, or at least in research mode. Something like email marketing, just in general, may or may not work as well for getting people into a software because they may already be using a software. Well, what about email marketing? Is it about creating campaigns for the thing that I already have, or is it starting from scratch? If I scroll down here, see the software is not up top. Email marketing tips. Yeah, I need to get some more email marketing videos up, because I had some videos. Ooh, this was streamed 5 months ago. Email marketing made easy. Another email marketing one we did here. Look at that thumbnail. Ooh, advanced email. How to start an email list. All right, not bad. Hey, Vanessa. Cool. So anyway, having specific product-based things that are going to hopefully get people into the system for affiliates would be great. Don says, can you see when someone saves a vid to a playlist, and does it help with the algorithm? It definitely helps. I don't know if I can see that, but I definitely know that it does help, because that's a signal, one of many that YouTube uses to understand whether or not a video is worth that or not. Cool. Awesome, y'all. We got 1 minute left. Thank you so much for coming in today. I appreciate you. It's been a lot of fun, especially the new sound effect. It's almost like a flies. Oh, that one was delayed. Anyway, I'm not going to use that too much later. But anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate you for coming in today. Make sure to come in tomorrow. We're going to go deep into another topic. Probably even go into the planning of this video that I'm going to use to try and outrank Justin. That's going to be my goal here. You can let him know I'm coming for him if you want. But tomorrow, yeah, let's do that. Let's do some further research into how I can potentially create a video, even get into the outlining and scripting of it to see how we might be able to purposefully, hopefully, get that video to outrank. And we'll check it over time. It's not going to outrank Justin right away, and potentially not even ever, but we'll do our best, and we'll kind of have an over-the-shoulder look at my thought process on how we might be able to do that together. So I think that would be a lot of fun. So thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you. As always, Team Flynn for the win. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Bell notification to get more stuff coming your way. I do have another video coming a little bit later today about what's going on up there. And it's going to be an important one. Signs that you might be struggling and what we could do to get out of it. So look out for that coming a little bit later today. And yeah, come in tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to go, I believe, the same time. Just go into my calendar. Yeah, 8:30 a.m. Pacific, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Perfect. Thanks, y'all. I appreciate you. What a wonderful day. And we'll have some more fun tomorrow. So thanks. Hopefully I'll see you come in, and take care. I'll see you soon. Peace out.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream. with Pat Flynn.
Also, if you aren't following me on Instagram, please do. I've been having a lot of fun putting together these short 15-second reels, which have been making people laugh, making people smile, and even cry. So you can go and check that out. Check that out on my Instagram @PatFlynn. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate you.